Tom Hauser here with another. Oh, wait, I'm not Tom Hauser. I'm Lori Midkiff, and I actually have the pleasure of bringing you this week's midweek blessing. So, this week in our GP Praise, we're asking that the church pray for growth in personal holiness, love, and faithfulness. And so, what exactly does that mean? We are praying that we grow. We want to grow in our knowledge of the Word. That will produce a holiness. We want to grow in just our spiritual walk in general. A lot of times you wonder, how do you do that? Right now I'm out here in my flower garden at my home, and I love flowers. If anybody knows me at all, they know I love flowers. I love everything about a flower. I love the colors. I love to nurture a flower. The way you nurture a flower and the way we need to grow and nurture our spiritual life is to take care of it, to water it, to fertilize it. The way you do that is you get into the Word. So let me read to you a passage from Ephesians where Paul is talking to Ephesus about their spiritual growth. Ephesians 3:16, 17, and 18. I pray that from his glorious, unlimited resources, he will empower you with inner strength through his Spirit. Then Christ will make his home in your hearts as you trust in him. Your roots will grow down into God's love and keep you strong. And may you have the power to understand, as all God's people should, how wide, how long, how high, and how deep his love is. So some of you know that I worked at the Christian Armory bookstores. I started there when I was a senior in high school, and I worked there for 15 years. And Betty and Warren Wilkie were the founders of the Christian Armory. And Betty was a definite woman of God. I would always come to her and say, Betty, I'm struggling with this, or I've got this going on, and I just don't know what to do. And her comeback to me was always, well, Lori, are you in the Word? And I'd be like, well, no, I am here and there. I go to church on Sunday. I will do a Bible study once in a while, and once in a while I'll open the Word. And her advice to me always was, well, how do you know what to do if you're not in the Word? So it wasn't until the day she died that I decided, all right, I am going to do this. I'm going to be in the Word every day. If she made that her thing that she wanted people to know, if God laid that on her heart to share that with people, it's time for me to do it. Just made the commitment on that day that I was going to be in the Word every day. And honestly, it took a couple months to have it sink in. I mean, I read it every day, no matter what, but I still didn't grasp it. I forced myself to do it. I got in the habit of doing it, and I basically just asked God to make it real for me, because I felt like that was my problem. I would read the Word and it just wasn't real to me. Christ wasn't real to me. I believed in him. I believed he existed, but I needed him to be real to me. So I prayed for that, and I started reading because I desired to read. I started reading because I wanted to know more about him and learn more about him. I decided I was going to go to the Creation Museum and to the Ark. The Creation Museum has a replica of the Garden of Eden. I got there super early. There was nobody there. And I actually walked through the garden all by myself. I was completely alone. And I discovered how Adam probably felt walking through the garden. The peacefulness of it. It was such a healing time for me. And at that moment of being there, God became very real to me. And ever since then, when I have my quiet time, I enjoy it. I look forward to it. I want to know more. God wants us to seek Him. God wants us to investigate Him and discover Him and get to know Him, and we only can do that through His Word. So I encourage you, get into the Word, get a daily time where you're talking to God, God's talking to you through the Word. That's the only way you're going to see the growth in personal holiness, in love, and in faithfulness. Until next time, peace, friends.